The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Mark Fantasy. They bring new offer for new customers. Play just $5, give $50 bonus funds. Use the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's currently Friday afternoon, September 19th, around 5 p.m. Eastern, here to break down the games for Saturday. I'm your host, Reichel, once again joined by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the games for Saturday. Lonte, how's it going with you? I know that we have had no action today so far, which is kind of boring, to be honest. But we got a bunch of games coming up tonight, a lot of playoff races, which are suddenly interesting. I'll ask you, out of all of these right now, I'd say races that we have, either wild card races, NL West, AL Central, is there one that you're focusing on maybe more than the others?
I would say Cleveland, but behind the Mets. What are they, 1.5 games back?
So Cleveland right now is 1.5 behind Boston.
Boston, yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
They are 3.5 back, but they're 3.5 back of Detroit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, man, that's intriguing, especially with that just kind of coming out of nowhere and how well they've been playing. I think you talked about it yesterday, winning 13 of 14, I think was the number. But, man, the way that they have been
playing...
was
12 of 13. It was 12 of 13. I don't remember if it's now 13 of 14 or it's still 12 of 13.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, yeah, either way, a lot of wins, minimal losses. So, yeah, I think that's the most intriguing part because it just came out of nowhere, really. They just started playing really well out of nowhere. A lot of breaks went their way. So Cleveland would be the one I'm most excited about because I think they actually have a decent shot at this, man. They got a decent shot at this.
Yeah, they swept Detroit in Detroit. Screwball pitch didn't matter. And Detroit had some chances to blow the game open early. Biden was on the ropes, and they let him off the hook. So either way, nice job by Cleveland. J-Ram hit the big home run there, and I think it was the 7th. But either way, they held on to win a pretty low-scoring game. I might be inclined to agree with you, just based on how unlikely it was, because Cleveland looked dead in the water, and then they ended up suspending Clase for the rest of the season. They also had the issue with Ortiz, and you're like, all right, this team's probably dead. And not so much, actually. They've randomly come back to life. So without their number one closer in arguably all of baseball, they've been able to make a run. So good for them. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to finish it off or not. We'll see. But every year you get one team that gets hot, whether it's like, for example, the Rockies run in 2007. You get a bunch of teams that can get hot at the right time, and then maybe they do just enough to sneak in. And once they do, they're dangerous. Maybe that's Cleveland. Who knows? We'll see. But either way, Boston's trying to hold them off at 1.5 games right now after a really bad series against the A's. And we'll see what happens moving forward. Thinking of some other races, though, I don't know. The NL wildcard race is intriguing because Arizona's kind of doing the same thing. Except every time the Mets are about to get caught, they win a couple games.
Yeah.
So nobody actually passes them. It's kind of like a tease over and over again. So the Yankees, I know, are 3 back now. It's kind of 4 because they don't have the tiebreaker against Toronto. If it gets to like 1 or 2, maybe I'll pay more attention to it. But 3, we'll see what happens tonight with the Yankees taking on Rogers. Yeah, I think it might be Cleveland, just based on the improbability of their run. So I think that would be my answer too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and the same thing with the NL wildcard with the NL West. Padres keep sneaking in, and then the Dodgers win a couple, and then they're back up to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I would trust the Dodgers more than the Padres at this point.
I do too. But I'm just saying, I feel like there are a couple of races where one team cannot pass the other team. They keep getting close, but Cleveland might have a shot at this, either for the wild card or for the division. So keep an eye out for the Guardians. Anyway, besides that, though, Lonte, how's it going with you? What's up? How's your Friday going so far?
Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Just getting ready for a lot of action tonight. I mean, you got WNBA, MLB, college football. Yeah, man, it's a lot going on. So looking forward to the slate tonight that we handicapped yesterday. And, hopefully we can parlay that into some winners today. So I'm looking forward to it today. It's a good Friday, man. It's a good Friday.
Yeah, college football exciting. Get to watch Tulsa play against Oklahoma State. What more can you ask for as a football
you could ask for Rutgers versus
at least those teams
Iowa.
Might be good.
Yeah.
Like those teams might actually be good. I'll put it this way. If Oklahoma State loses the game at home tonight, there's no chance they're going to a bowl game. So it's actually a very meaningful game.
I think if they win, period, there's still a chance they win. They go to a bowl
no,
game.
That's true. I think they might win 4 or 5 games anyway, but a loss to Tulsa, they are dead in the water.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Gundy might not make it to the end of the season if they lose to Tulsa. So we'll see what happens. But
they'll let him resign.
I think resigning might happen mid-season. I think that might be what happened.
Maybe that's a fair point.
I'm trying to remember though, if he was 40 years old back in I'm trying to figure out how old he is based on the "I'm a man, I'm 40" speech that he gave. But what was that, like 17 years ago, 18 years ago? What is he like?
Yeah, I can't remember, but I remember the speech. I just don't remember how long ago it was. But yeah, he's
exactly 58. I got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Time flies. He needs another one of those speeches, but I don't know if 58 rolls off the tongue like 40. So that's kind of the problem. But yeah, I'm more interested in the Rutgers game, believe it or not. Maybe I'll bet the punt, the Iowa special in that game for the first 2 drives. But either way, that game actually means something. I'm not sure this Oklahoma State game means anything, but it's better than Charlotte versus Rice. So there you go. That's the takeaway from that one. Anyway, a point is time to move on into the actual games for Saturday. Before we get into any of the games, though, reminder, they're brought to you, or that we actually have an app that we can provide all of you for free. Check out the SGPN app in the App Store for easy access to all of our picks and podcasts and props in one easy location. Once again, completely free. Check out the SGPN app wherever you do get your apps. Anyway, moving on to the actual card here for Saturday. Starting off with the Braves taking on the Tigers. You have Wentz against Montero for this one. I see the Tigers at around -120. I see the Braves at around +105. For the over-under, I see 9 in this game. So Montero has been okay this season. A 5-3, 4.32 ERA. Been okay recently. Had 1 outing against the Yankees out of the bullpen. 1 2/3, no runs. Pitched against the Marlins last start. 5 innings, no runs. So he was very good last outing. As for Wentz, he had a decent stretch about a month or 2 ago. Besides that, not very good. Last 3 starts, he's gone 10 1/3, giving up a total of 14 runs allowed. Not all of them have been earned, but still 14 runs allowed. Despite the struggles, I will go with Detroit in this game. I don't think Wentz is any good, and I think this price is pretty cheap. I understand that one team's in free fall. Atlanta's been decent lately, but 115, 120, fading Wentz is pretty appealing. Give me Detroit at -115.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think it's just a price point. It's not really a bet on Detroit.
Yeah.
It's just Wentz, like you talked about, no length. I mean, he hasn't recorded 5 innings pitched in his last 3. He's got a high hit rate. Maybe Detroit's bats can kind of get going against him. So I think we'll see some runs here as well. So maybe we see a high-scoring affair. But I do think Detroit is the right side. But, I mean, do I love it? No, but that would be the only way I would go there. That would be the only way I would go, just typically based on price.
Yeah, I think that, once again, if you want to go Atlanta, that's fine. Maybe a live bet in the game. But
yeah,
for
I took
Wentz,
them today. So I think, you know, a little zigzag of it.
I mean, Wentz is going no distance and he stinks, which is the double win now.
That too.
So I'll go with Montero, who was good last start, and hopefully he can get it done. Now, for this one, we have a doubleheader, so we're actually going to group both games together for convenience. You have the Guardians taking on the Twins. Now, with doubleheaders, you know the pitchers can fluctuate, but still, game 1 of the doubleheader is going to be between Allen and Ryan. So for this one, you have the Twins' favorites, allegedly, again. I mean, it makes sense with Ryan, I guess. At -115, you have Cleveland at around +100, +105. For the over-under, I see 7 or 7.5. Now, look, Ryan's really good. I get that for game 1. But in reality, there's a couple reasons why I like the Guardians here. First of all, if you bet it on a book with action and no listed pitchers, there's a chance Ryan goes game 2. So you might be able to avoid Ryan entirely and still get plus money. Second of all, we just saw the Guardians beat Skubal, and Bybee's not been very good this season. I don't know if the pitchers matter, because Minnesota stinks, and Cleveland has been an absolute, I'd say, juggernaut who's on the warpath right now. So, same thing as yesterday, fading Pablo Lopez mainly for the price. Give me Cleveland plus money. They're on fire. Why would I back Minnesota laying juice?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I didn't get it. We didn't get it yesterday. I definitely don't get it today. Now, obviously, the second game is a lot easier to handicap than, I mean, a lot harder to handicap than the first one. But
well,
I do
kind of clear. I get Ryan more than Lopez because Lopez has been injured. He hasn't pitched as much. Ryan has been consistently solid. So I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but, and Ryan is a little bit more. He's a little bit more dominant at home than what Lopez is. So I kind of can understand it, but I can't. I'm not going to fade Cleveland. So I got to take the plus money on Cleveland, regardless of who's of who's pitching. I mean, these teams know each other well. Like I said yesterday, they play a ton of closer games. They play unders, so I think we could see another close game here, and I think Cleveland has got some value in them.
Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, if the game's close, I trust this bullpen a lot more than Minnesota's.
Exactly.
We watch Minnesota against the Yankees. Now, I understand the Yankees' offense has been pretty good lately. Still, with the exception of the random Woods-Richardson shove game, which nobody saw coming, they no-showed the entire series. So I don't think the Twins are any good.
Yeah,
Cleveland
Yankees
needs
own them,
these
though.
games. Yeah, Yankees won the series anyway.
Yeah,
despite no-showing the first game. But I mean, you're looking at the Guardians who need these games. The Twins don't. So give me Cleveland in this game at plus money. Moving on, though, to the second game for the doubleheader. Once again, we'll see if these pitchers actually flip or not. But you have Ciccone taking on Ober. Now, for this one, I see no lines. Only game on the board with no lines. Both pitchers I really don't like. So I guess I'm on the over in this game. I think Ciccone, you could argue, is better than Ober. That's an argument I don't really want to get into. If you know the meme of those two women who are arguing on Twitter, and people say it's like a battle of the mid. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never seen it before. Yeah.
No, it's like two, I'll use the word unattractive women that are fighting over who's more attractive. And then everyone else jumps in basically saying you have like two unattractive women like fighting. That's the pitching matchup we have in this game between Ciccone and Ober. Because I don't like either of them. I think they're both not very good. So I'll go Cleveland anyway, but I don't have prices, but I like the over. I think either pitcher could struggle, maybe both.
Yeah, I think both pitches are pretty much the same. So I kind of agree with you with the mid off that you said. I would like to see, obviously, I would like to see the results of the first game just to see what the bullpen looks like. Because if Minnesota, like if Ryan can't go well or whoever it is, depending upon what they do with like flipping the pitches or whatever, like if Ryan can't go good and they get into the bullpen early on, then that's just even more value on Cleveland in the second game due to, Cleveland having the stronger bullpen. So it would be Cleveland or nothing, but obviously it just depends upon price.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the over is where I'll go, but I need more context with the pricing for this one. Moving on to the next game, Nationals taking on the Mets. So for this one, you're looking at, speaking of series where one team cares, one team doesn't, Mets, of course, trying to keep the wildcard spot alive and or under control, I should say. Nationals, we know, are just terrible. So you have Cavalli pitching against McLean. For the pricing here, the Mets are massive favorites by minus 250. I see the Nationals around plus 210. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 8. And for the run line, Mets minus 1.5 is minus 115. Nationals plus 1.5 is minus 105. Yeah, give me the Mets minus 1.5. Cavalli is interesting as a pitcher who can throw fast. The consistency, though, has not been very good, and the bullpen we know stinks. I'll go McLean, who's been great, all things considered. Game matters for the Mets, and they've been pretty decent lately offensively. I saw Soto got to 100 RBIs and I believe 40 home runs. So he's had himself a pretty solid season. Give me the Mets minus 1.5.
100% agree. I like the Mets in this spot. I mean, if you look at Cavalli, like he's been okay his last three, but when you look at quality of opponent, this will be the best offense that he's faced. And I really think McLean's been really good. He needs to clean up the walks, though. 8 walks in his last 3. But he's coming off 6 scoreless. He's had 2 or less in all of his starts. Washington's offense can be hit or miss. So I think he goes well here. I'm going to take the minus 1.5 as well.
Once again, I think the Nationals are basically a fake baseball team at this point. Moving on to the next game, you have the Cubs taking on the Reds. We saw Hunter Green shove with a 1-hit shutout in the series opener. For this one, you have Assad against Littell. For the pricing here, I see the Reds and the Cubs being a pick'em, minus 110 apiece. For the over-under, I see 9 in this game. So Littell, they acquired midseason, who has been underwhelming, I'll use as the word. I think you could argue average, but he's kind of just handing out starts somewhere between 2 and 5 earned every time he pitches. Usually 3 or 4. That's kind of his baseline usually. But either way, we'll see if he can do well against the Cubs. For Assad, he's been fine this season. Been decent recently, but not going much distance at all. So kind of tough to fully gauge how long he's going to go in this one. But I know Littell's probably giving up 3 or 4. I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption for this outing. So I'll go Cubs, but I'm probably not betting this. The pricing feels kind of right to me. Maybe Cubs minus 115 instead of minus 110, but It feels close, so I'll go Cubs, but I'm not betting this.
Yeah, I couldn't really choose a side. I just got to the over. I mean, both pitchers are. I mean, Asad's been okay. I mean, nothing special. Littell's been inconsistent, but I mean, we all know. I think we kind of know you're getting at least 3 runs off of him. That's the least amount. And if Chicago's bats are, still staying hot on the road, which it has been all year, I mean, we could see some runs here. So I'm gonna go over. I think Littell maybe gives up a couple bombs, maybe with a couple guys on base, and we get to 4 or 5 runs by the Cubs on our own. So I would go over. This is a game I really didn't have a strong opinion on. I just kind of think we can maybe see some runs here with both pitchers being somewhat similar in what they do and how they go about their business.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's over or pass, but I don't know if I trust the Reds offense enough, so it's a pure stay away for me. But I guess technically Cubs, because I don't know how long Asad's going to go, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Reds are one of those teams also that teased and then are just not going to make it. It's just kind of how it goes, but whatever. Moving on to the next game. A's taking on the Pirates. You have Morales taking on Bubba Chandler for this one. For the pricing, Pittsburgh's about -110. A's are -110, so another pick 'em. For the over-under here, I see 8.5. Chandler had a great start to his rookie season. Then he got absolutely torched by Milwaukee at home. 2 2/3 and 9 earned. However, on the bright side, he's been mostly decent. It was one really bad outing that sabotaged his entire stat line. So overall, he's been pretty good, with the exception of the one really bad performance against the Brewers. As for Morales, he's been good too. 4-1, 3.08 ERA, 1.88 ERA on the road, and he's been a bit underwhelming lately. Last 2 starts, 9 2/3, 8 earned. But you know what? 8.5 feels pretty high with Pittsburgh's offense being involved. I think Chandler can go okay against this team. Morales, I know, has not been great recently, but overall he's been good on the road. And the fact is, we know Pittsburgh can't hit. So I'll go under 8.5. I think Chandler's better than his stats suggest based on one really bad outing as an outlier. Give me the under 8.5.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with you there. I like the A's tonight. I think they maybe can parlay that into a win here, but the Pirates, although they haven't been good lately, they're typically good at home, and the A's can't really string together consistency, especially on the road. So I kind of agree with you. Maybe see a first 5 under. What do you think about that?
I'm fine with that. I mean, if you like Morales, which I actually kind of do.
I think Morales is
good.
Yeah, I like Morales. I like Chandler. I think both pitchers are kind of similar in the aspect. Morales is solid on the road. So, yeah, I would look at a first 5 under. If I had to make a play on the side, it would probably be with the dog. I mean, nothing I love, though.
I didn't see a dog. They're both -110.
So okay. I thought I saw plus even money. Maybe it was earlier.
Maybe an even money earlier. Technically, FanDuel has the A's at -104.
Yeah, maybe it was
basically a pick 'em.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it was early on when I saw it.
All good. Point is, though, it's a coin flip.
Yeah,
I like
basically
5 under with you.
Yeah.
Before we get into the remainder of the card here for Saturday, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, MyBookie.ag. Using to bet on football and college football. They have a prop builder as well, second to none. Their motto is simple: bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up for a new account, use the code SGPN to get a 100% bet back bonus of $500 for customers. MyBookie.ag promo code SGPN. We're also brought by Novig, which is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since the Novig's an exchange, you'll be getting some great prices available in 35 states. Download the Novig app, get $50 when you spend just $5. If you use promo code SGPN, get on the actual Novig with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games for Saturday. Time to move on into the next game. Moving on to the Red Sox taking on the Rays. Don't look now. A little bit of choking hazard going on in Boston. No showed the series against the A's. Now the Guardians are right down to their necks. 1.5 back. Will they hold on? We don't know. But a very big series for the Red Sox in this one. So you have Harrison taking on Hauser. For the pricing, I see the Rays and the Red Sox once again -110. A lot of pick'ems on the card. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 8. Harrison, we know, got acquired in the Devers trade. People forgot he was actually on Boston, but here he is. For his outings, he's made 1 outing since joining the Red Sox, and he went 3 innings, giving up no runs. So he was good, no length at all. Bit of a risky proposition for your first start, hopefully with length on your new team, in a pretty important game against Tampa. Hauser, though, got acquired during the trade deadline for some reason. He's been good this season. He has an 8-4 record, 3.11 ERA. Recently, though, he's been fine. Last 2 starts, 11 1/3, 5 earned. I'm going to fade Boston here. Tampa at home can be feisty. They managed to win the last 2 games against Toronto. Boston's going through it. They look like an absolute mess, and I don't trust Harrison at all. If he struggles, then I don't really trust the middle relief to pick up the slack. I'll go Tampa at home in this game, -110.
Yeah, I think this price is I think it's priced perfectly, to be quite honest. I add me to the people who forgot about Harrison being in that trade, because I definitely forgot when I saw his name pop up.
Well, because they traded for him and immediately sent him down to AAA, and people thought, "What are you doing?"
But right. Why would you trade for him? So, yeah. But Boston, man, they gotta get things going. I think they'll do so tonight, but tomorrow I'm kind of weary on. So I'm gonna take Tampa. I mean, I know House's been inconsistent, but at home he should be okay. Well, technically I'm putting home in quotation marks, but he should be better here. Maybe look at an over as well. Just a lot of uncertainty. I think when uncertainty is in the picture, you gotta look at an over. So I'm gonna go Tampa and over. I think this is properly priced for sure. I think this is pretty much a coin flip game, like we talked about with the last game.
Yeah, that's how I feel, but I'll go Tampa. I just don't trust the Red Sox form right now, and Harrison,
especially on the road.
Yeah, with Harrison too. I just can't.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Moving on to the next game, Yankees, who have been rolling, killed Cade Povich yesterday because Povich stinks. That game was over very quickly. Yankees, though, round of applause, scored 7 runs with no home runs. Never thought I'd see the day. Nice job, Yankees. Well done. Anyway, for this game, you're looking at Sagano taking on Rodon. For the pricing, Yankees are favored -190. I see Baltimore at +160. For the over-under in this one, I see 9 for this game. So the Yankees have been rolling, which is a pleasant sight to see. We know Baltimore is not very good. Sagano, though, has been one of the better pitchers in this rotation, which is not a good sign for your rotation, but it's kind of just how it goes. And Rodon has been solid. Rodon 16-9, 3.11 ERA. I'll go Yankees -1.5. You know what? The Yankees have been good lately. I think that Sagano gives up some contact, and he can get into some trouble here. Yankees, they've risen to the occasion. They might not catch Toronto, but they will probably host a playoff wildcard series. We'll see. But they played well when they needed to. Good for them. Give me the Yankees -1.5.
Yeah, man, I love the Yankees in this spot. I mean, Rodon's been pretty dominant on the road. He's allowed 2 or less in, 8 straight. So he's been really good. Sagano, I think you hinted at the big part, which is part of my handicap. He's inconsistent. His hit rate is way up. He's allowed 7 home runs in his last 4. Yankees offense rolling without hitting the long ball. So I think some things change here, and we see the Yankees put up a big number. So I'm looking at the Yankees -1.5. I'm looking at that team total over as well.
Yeah, looking at the price quickly for the 1.5, Yankees -1.5 is -115, which I think is a very reasonable price.
Yep, love it, especially with that price. Yep.
Yeah, you're saving like 70, 80 cents.
And you're getting all 9 at bats.
Yeah, which is kind of rare for a road team. You're getting basically 80 cents on the run line there. But either way, moving on to the next game, Marlins taking on the Rangers. The series was originally going to matter, then Texas fell apart, so Texas isn't officially out of it, but it's not good for the Rangers. Now, for this one, you have Missouri taking on Corbin. For the money line here, you have Texas being favored -155. You have the Marlins at +130. For the over-under, I see 9 for this game. Juice, though, to the under, I do see even money for the over. So we know Corbin was off to a good start this season, been good at home. He has been good lately. The last 2 starts, he's gone 10 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Rangers have won 4 in a row that he's actually made a start in. As for Missouri, we know he's not very good. It's why San Diego got rid of him. He was very bad for 2 straight starts. Then he was good against Detroit. 6 innings, 2 runs, and none of them earned. But the Marlins have lost 3 straight on the run line. I don't trust either team. I kind of wanted the over, but Corbin's been good lately. And I know the Marlins were good this past few days, but that was against Colorado and Coors. I'm not going to read that into that much.
Right.
So I think the Rangers win, but I don't really like the price. I guess it's Rangers -155, but I am not going to bet this game. I have no interest.
Yeah, over is what I like. I mean, you were kind of hesitant on it, but I mean,
I thought about it, but then I looked at Corbin's numbers, and I kind of just got scared off a bit.
Yeah, he's been solid his last 2, but I mean, still he's got a ERA above 5 in his last 8 starts. If you're looking in totality, he's still inconsistent overall. He started off really, really well, but he's still kind of inconsistent in between. He hasn't been as bad as he normally was before he got to Texas, but I mean, I think I think both pitchers will give up some contact. I mean, Mazur's coming off 6 scoreless. He's inconsistent as well. Prior to that, he allowed 4 earned on 3 different occasions in his last 4 games. So I think we may see some runs here. I think the total is a little bit short, so I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I see Keon mentioned in the comment section, Texas is still alive. Yeah, they're alive, but I just don't trust them.
Yeah, technically. Yeah.
They've had so many chances and they've squandered them, so I just don't have any faith in them piecing
Yeah,
it
they
together.
just can't get, like, for instance, like, they can't get both of their, like, they can't get the offense and the pitching on, like, one accord. Like,
Yeah.
when they're going, like, early on in the season, remember, they couldn't score over 4 runs or over 3 runs.
Yeah.
But their pitching was awesome. Then they get to a part in the season where their pitching sucks and their hitting is just like outrageous. So they never can. They're like toggling back and forth like month after month, and now they just can't do anything right. So
truth is, there were a couple of daggers mid-season. The Uvalde injury hurt.
Yeah, I mean they got some of the best pitching depth.
I was gonna say, yeah, Uvalde got hurt though, which sucks. The immediate dagger for me was DeGrom getting shelled by Houston last week. I think that was the one where I know, but I kind of reached the point of no return with them. I thought they needed at least 1 game against Houston.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they got absolutely nothing in the biggest series of the season.
Yeah, I don't think
they
they're better
needed
than
at least
Houston.
1.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
That was the moment where I kind of just thought it was over.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
That's how I looked at it. But either way, it's over pass for the total for me, but I'll stay away. But that's where I was leaning initially. But who knows? Moving on to the next game. You have San Diego taking on Chicago. So for the White Sox, you have Gomez going. You have Darvish going for San Diego. For the pricing, of course, San Diego's favored, minus 170. I see the White Sox at around plus 145. For the over-under, I see 8.5. So Gomez has been okay. A 4.91 ERA, better at home. He hasn't given up less than 3 earned in 2 of his last 3 starts, but no length at all. He has gone less than 5 1/3 in basically every outing so far over the last month. For Darvish, he's been awful on the road. A 7.86 ERA, not great recently. He has given up at least 3 earned in 4 straight. I like the over in this game at 8.5. I know Darvish could maybe turn the clock back and go decently, but he has not been good recently. And Gomez, I think, can struggle against this team. San Diego on the road, though, has really not been great, and that is a reason why they're not in first place right now in the NL West. Very winnable NL West, but they can't win any road games. So I'll go with the over. I think Gomez and Darvish struggle. The White Sox offense isn't great, but I don't trust Darvish on the road. ERA north of 7. Give me the over 8.5.
Yeah, I like over as well. I mean, with Darvish, you pretty much know what you're going to get. Like 3 runs, maybe 4 sometimes. On the road, he's kind of up and down. I really don't trust him.
It's mostly down. His ERA is once again north of 7. He's
I know, for the most part. Lately, though, he's been okay. Like strictly like 3 runs, like 3 and 4 runs.
5 innings, 3 earned. The point is, I think each team could potentially get to 4.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. And I think Darvish, I mean, I think San Diego could potentially get to like 6. I mean, I know Gomez has been okay, but like San Diego's got to get things going here. And Darvish on the other side, I mean, he's allowed a home run in 8 straight. White Sox, although they've come down a little bit, they're still feisty offensively. So I like runs here as well. So I will take that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers, if the Padres maybe exercise some demons on the White Sox in this matchup.
I keep thinking they're going to do so against bad teams, and then suddenly,
when you least expect it happens.
They blow a random game in there, which they just shouldn't lose.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it goes. But either way, I'm moving on to what could be the most important series of the weekend. You have the Mariners taking on the Astros, basically a fight for first place. For this one, they are currently tied for first place. I believe Seattle has the tiebreak, ? I think. Let me check that. Yeah, Seattle has the tiebreak right now. For this one, though, you have Kirby taking on Valdez. For this one, you have Houston being favored at minus 115. I see a pick 'em, though, on Caesars. You have the Mariners around minus 102. For the over-under, I see 8 or 7.5. So Valdez has been good this season, with the exception of him purposefully drilling his own catcher. Recently has not been very good, though. The last 3 starts, he has gone 16 innings, giving up a total of 15 runs, so not in good form. For Kirby, he's been underwhelming this season. Bad on the road, 5.74 ERA. Struck out 14 Angels, though. Last start, 6 1/3, 2 earned, 14 Ks. Kind of came out of nowhere, so I'll ask you for this one. I think Houston, I still trust in terms of big spots, but Seattle has been the better team, and Valdez has been awful. So for the pricing, I'll go Seattle minus 102.
Man, this is a tough card, to be honest. It's just a really tough card, as you can see with all the pricing. But I mean, speaking on Valdez, if you want to expand a little bit more, 1-6 in his last 8, ERA of 6.41, 4 home runs in his last 3. Kirby has been better, like you said. But if you look at his road numbers, he's kind of up and down, a little unpredictable. He has allowed, but on a consistent basis, like overall, he's allowed 2 or less than 7 of his last 10. So I agree with you on that side. It's just something that's telling me that Valdez is going to put together.
He's going to shove in this game.
Yeah, something is telling me that he's going to. So I'm going to stay away. Maybe looking at an under is what I would guess. But I think Valdez I think he's going to redeem himself in this specific spot. I mean, he's faced off against these guys, obviously division foes, so they comfortable knowing the lineup. Something tells me he has a good day, but I can't bet on it. But if you gave me $100, I would. Like if Scott sent me $100, I would bet it on Houston.
Well, it's just not going to happen. So you're fine. You don't have to bet Houston. I see Keon mentioned, by the way, that technically Seattle's listed in first place. It doesn't matter because they're tied 5-5 in the season series, and they have a 3-game set. So whoever wins this series has the tiebreak. So a very important series for these two teams. Thank you for mentioning that, Keon. Appreciate it. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Blue Jays taking on the Royals. Blue Jays, look, you're 3 games up with the tiebreak, but you don't want to let the Yankees hang around. That's all I'm going to say. You might want to try to take care of business before the Yankees catch you. Objects in mirror closer than they appear. Anyway, for this one, though, you're looking at a matchup between Bieber and Cameron. So for this one, you have Toronto being favored -140, give or take. Kansas City's +130. For the over-under, I see around 8 or 8.5. So Bieber showed up midseason. We had question marks. He's been good. He had a bit of a rough start against Cincinnati. Then against Houston at home, he was okay. 5 2/3, 3 earned. Great against Baltimore last start. 6 innings, 1 run. However, not many road starts this season. His last road start was against Cincinnati, 6 innings, 5 runs. Now, I do want to point out that the Royals, we know, are not very good. They acquired people at the deadline. Why? I have no idea. And it didn't work, because obviously it didn't work. The team wasn't any good. They're 1 game under 500. They're 4 over at home, though. Cameron has been fine. 2.98 ERA. He's been good recently. Last 2 starts, exactly 7 innings, 2 earned each. So he has been good. Home runs, though, are a concern. I think it's the price for me. I'll go Kansas City. I think Toronto should win this game, but Bichette's now injured. Hoffman's still closing. They're leaking oil a bit towards the finish line. And I think 150 feels pretty expensive. Give me the Royals +130.
Yeah, completely agree with you on that. Not just the Yankee fandom in us, but I completely agree. Yeah, it is. I mean, especially with Bieber. I mean, he's been solid, but I mean, 150 on the road. Kansas City, Cameron's really solid as well. I mean, he's allowed 3 or less in 6 of his last 7. Outside of the home run issues, which is, I mean, a big issue to have, he's been fine. So I think he'll go fine here. Do I trust the Royals offensively? No, but price-wise, if Cameron can go well and maybe Bieber gives up something early on. The one thing about Bieber, if he's not going early on, like if he doesn't have it, it's really going to show. And I think maybe Kansas City can maybe take advantage of that. So I'm going to take Cameron and Kansas City. I would look over as well. We like a lot of overs. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, I do think at the end of the day, I like the under in the game too.
Oh, you like the under. Oh, okay.
I like the under at 8.5.
Yeah, I like over.
I think people underestimate how important Bichette is to that lineup for Toronto. I'm not a fan of Kansas City's lineup in general. I know Perez hit a home run the other day, but I know Bobby Witt, of course, is solid. He hasn't been talked about this season at all. We know he's very good. I don't like the rest of their offense, so the Royals don't really scare me. For Toronto, though, Bichette's numbers this season are very good.
Yeah,
batting .311, 18 homers, and 94 RBIs. It's a big piece. And he's out indefinitely.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he got injured. That's why he's
not playing. No, I knew he was injured. I didn't know it was indefinitely. I thought it was just maybe like, to the postseason.
No, he's on the IL. They said he could return in time for the postseason. He's done for the regular season.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that's why I mentioned
what'll probably happen is they'll end up losing this game, and the Yankees will end up losing their game. So
I think the Yankees might lose tonight to Rogers. So we'll see what happens. But the point is, Toronto laying 150 without Bichette, who's been that good. I think it's expensive, and I like the.
He's getting the field too.
He was really bad in the field, and then he got better at it. So good for him. Yeah. He kept working at it. But Bichette's a big piece, and they're without him. So I'll see what happens. But moving on to the next game, Brewers taking on the Cardinals. We know the Brewers are great. We know the Cardinals aren't. Brewers still have a shot at 100 wins. You have Patrick taking on Mikolas for this one. For the pricing, you have Milwaukee minus 138. You have St. Louis at around plus 118. For the over-under, I see it being set at around 8.5. Patrick has a good ERA, bad record, 3-8, but a 3.64 ERA. He has come out of the bullpen recently. Last 2 outings, 1 inning each. So we'll see how long he goes in this one. For Mikolas, he was, of course, a laughingstock on the show, and we've made fun of him for years. However, been really good lately. He has allowed less than 3 earned in 4 straight. So I'm actually kind of on the fence here. I think on principle, I'll take Milwaukee, laying 138, because they might win 100 games, and somehow they're only laying 138. But Mikolas has been good lately. So yeah. I don't know if I trust him against this offense, though, because Milwaukee can make any pitcher struggle. And we know Mikolas leaves a lot of hittable pitches over the plate. I guess I'm on Milwaukee, but I don't think it's a slam dunk of a play as people thought going in.
Yeah, I like Mikolas in this spot. He's just coming. His last start, he allowed 2 earned at Milwaukee. So back at home, I mean, obviously he's not really trustworthy to do so on a consistent basis. But as of late, 2 or less in 4 straight. So is this going to be a bullpen game for them, or is he actually going to throw multiple innings? I didn't understand what they were doing with him. So that's why I was kind of off of Milwaukee, because I don't know what they're going to do with their pitching. Do you know?
In theory, I think maybe it's an audition for long relief in the playoffs. Maybe they're going to give him 3-4 innings, see how he goes, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm
thinking of who Milwaukee's going to cut from the roster, and I guess Patrick makes sense. So maybe they're giving him some chances to try to earn a spot. That's the only thing I can really think of.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so a lot of uncertainty. I think Mikolas will go okay here. I mean, he's just all the offense, so I'm going to take the home dog here. With St. Louis.
I'm just not going to bet this game. I've made a lot of money betting Milwaukee run line recently because they've been rolling. Patrick just has not had the results that you look for what could be an 100-win team. Moving on to the next game, Angels taking on the Rockies. You have Hendricks taking on Marquez. You have Kyle Hendricks in Coors. What can possibly go wrong? For this one, you're looking at the Angels minus 130. You have the Rockies at around plus 110. For the over-under, I see 11.5 at even money. You know what? Over. I'm not going to waste too much time. Marquez, not very good. We know Hendricks doesn't really strike out many guys anyway. In Coors, that could be a problem. Give me the over. 2 bad teams having a fun game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just to add on a little bit, I'll be brief. Marquez, 24 earned in his last 4, 21 earned in his last 4 at home. He's got a home run allowed in 9 starts. Hendricks just recently got shelled in his last start. His hit rate is through the roof. We should see a fun double digit. Maybe both teams get a double digits, but I think this will be a home run derby type of game. So love the over. Love that we're getting plus money on.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, Phillies taking on the Diamondbacks, important Series 2. Phillies already got the division. They are 3 back of Milwaukee. They're not going to catch Milwaukee. So they're kind of just stuck where they're at right now. Arizona's trying to catch the Mets for a wildcard spot. So for this one, you're looking at Nola taking on Gallen, 2 pitchers who have been very underwhelming so far this season. For the money line, Diamondbacks are favored, minus 115. Phillies are minus 105. For the over-under, I see 9 in this game. So Nola has an ERA north of 6, ERA of 7 on the road, 0-5. He was really good against the Mets 2 starts ago, and then people thought, you know what, maybe he's figured it out. Then he got shelled by Kansas City and gave up 6 earned. So I'm going to treat that one outing as an outlier against the Mets, and he might just be terrible. Possibility. Keep that in mind. For Gallen, he has been bad this season, but he's actually been pretty good recently. In fact, very good recently. So he was bad against the Giants 2 starts ago, gave up 5 earned. Besides that, he's allowed less than 2 earned runs in 4 of his last 5. So he's been shoving lately at the right time for Arizona. I think Nola stinks. Give me Arizona first 5. I mean, I don't trust the bullpen, so give me the first 5. I'll pick Gallen to outduel Nola.
Man, I'll take it one step further. I like the full game. With the way Gallen's been pitching lately, I don't trust Nola at all. You talked about the lack of urgency that the Phillies have. I mean, they're kind of just going through the motions right now. They've already got I mean, theoretically, I guess they still playing for something, but like you said,
They're not going to catch
pretty much
Milwaukee.
far-fetched.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much far-fetched in that. So I like Arizona here. I like them tonight. I think they may can sweep the Phillies here. So I'm going with Gallen at
Yeah,
home.
I like Gallen as a pitcher in
North
general,
Carolina guy.
but I'm happy he's finally pitching better. But Nola, look, there's a serious playoff conversation for Nola on what game you even give him, because it's been a disaster for Nola this season. But Luzardo's been bad too lately, so I know what you're supposed to do for this team.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah, pretty much. Moving on to the last game, you have the Giants taking on the Dodgers. Shout out to the Giants, who recorded 10 walks and 1 hit in the game yesterday, and lost 2-1. I believe it was I don't remember if it was the most or it was one of the most walks allowed by a winning team ever, I think. But either way, the Giants got 1 hit yesterday. So there we go. For this one, you have Wu-Tang Clan pitching against Glass now. For this one, Dodgers minus 240. You see Tang at around plus 195. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 9. So Tang stinks. 2-4, 6.41 ERA, but he was good last start. 4 innings, 1 run, none of them earned against Arizona. They lost 8-1 anyway, but maybe he can build off that. For Glass now, we know he's been good when healthy. He's never healthy, but he's been good at home. 2.38 ERA. Been very good the last 2 starts. He's gone 13 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs allowed combined, 3 combined hits allowed. Last start, though, was against the Giants. So maybe they can make some adjustments and, I'd say, battle against them. I don't see it, but it's very expensive. So do I think Tang goes decently in this outing? I think Glass now might shove. So I thought about the under, actually, in this game. I think 9's too high. I'll go under. But I'm not a fan of Wu-Tang Clan, Pootie Tang, whatever you want to call him. I'm not a fan of him at all. So he might struggle, but maybe Dodgers minus 1.5 in the under.
Yeah, I'm not totally against you. I like the Dodgers team total over. I guess we can both get there theoretically. I don't like Tang at all. I think he's inconsistent. The Dodgers, I mean,
they're inconsistent.
It's hard to trust them as well. Yeah, I know. That's why I just said they're tough to trust as well. Glasnow's had some walk issues as well, but he has been pitching well. 3 or less in 7 straight. Maybe look at his K prop as well. I don't really just trust the Giants in this specific series against the Dodgers. So I'm going to take the Dodgers team total over. Maybe I'll take the first 5 team total over. I think that'll be maybe better.
Yeah. That's going to wrap it up, though, for the card for Saturday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. Before we get into the lock and dog, reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Arnold Fantasy. Check them out for Fantasy Pick'em. You win 500 times your entry. Pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Available at a bunch of different sports as well. Use the new deal that they have for new customers. Play just $5, $50 bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They've been off to a great start for college football and for the NFL. They introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model. You build and you can win $1,000. Also, use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app to get 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for Saturday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. Lonte, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your lock and dog for the Saturday card?
Yeah, man, let's lock up the ugliest game on the board with that total of 11.5. We both liked it. I think it's a slam dunk total. Both pitchers erratic. Both teams playing for nothing. Home run derby and Coors. Let's go over 11.5. You can get plus money on that as well. So that's going to be the lock. For the dog, I'm going to go to St. Louis. I mean, a lot of uncertainty with Patrick. I respect Milwaukee. I don't really just know what they're going to do with Patrick, like long relief, or is it going to be a bullpen game? Maybe should be a little bit less than what the price is, maybe like 115-ish with the way Mikolas has been pitching. So I'm going to trust Mikolas to be okay. I'll take the plus money with the home dog here in St. Louis.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go as my lock. I'll go with a bolder play. Give me Tampa, actually. I'll fade Boston here at minus 110. Harrison's barely pitched with the Red Sox. He went 3 innings in his only outing with them. So I don't know how long he's going to go. The bullpen's not very good, and the team's falling apart. Tampa, though, in a series that meant nothing, lost the first 2 games to Toronto and then won the next 2. I think Hauser is better than Harrison. I think Tampa's in decent form, and I think that you're looking at a decent price. Give me Tampa minus 110 as my lock. For my dog, give me Kansas City at plus 130. Bieber, not many starts on the road this season. Bichette's injured now. Like I said about the Red Sox, Toronto hasn't been as bad lately, but not great recently. And Hoffman's still closing. Not ideal. So give me Kansas City plus 130 as my dog for the show. Moving on to the home run picks for the card. Lonte, what do you like as your home run option here for the Saturday card?
Yeah, let's go. You said that Bo Bichette's out of the lineup, so let's go to Toronto and take George Springer. I think George Springer will.
You go with him every episode I'm on with you, by the way, and he usually homers.
Do I
take him all the time,
yeah, well,
all the time when we do the show.
Okay, let's keep the streak going. Then maybe that's good luck. But yeah, I mean, we talked about Cameron and his home run issues. 8 in his last 6. Springer's been on fire. I mean, he's had a hit in 7 of his last 8, if I'm not mistaken. He just went hitless in his last game with 0 for 4. So let's go with George Springer. I'm going to keep the good luck going here.
Yep.
I was going to go with Vladdy, but I think it was too square, so I didn't want to go with
Yeah,
Vladdy.
I get it. I was thinking of who I wanted to fade for this one for pitchers. But you know what? Sometimes I don't like the pitcher anyway. But it's also tricky because it is a doubleheader. So I'd have to specify which game. I was going to do J-Ram against Ober. And whichever game Ober pitches, I'd go with that. But that might be a little bit too complicated since I don't know which game he's going to be pitching. So I'll actually pass on that, but J-Ram was going to be one of my initial thoughts for this one. Who do I want to go with? Just looking around, sorry. I don't know if I trust Texas enough, but I'm really not a fan of Missouri, so I'll pass on that too. I mean, somebody in the Angels-Rockies game is interesting, but let me see Hendricks recently. Because there's one guy who's been heating up, but Hendricks doesn't really give up many home runs. Thought about Moniak, though.
Yeah, just a lot of contact.
Moniak's been very good, but I think he's had a homer in 3 straight. But I don't know if I actually want to go with him for this. You know what? I'll go for it anyway because I think it's a good spot. It might be tricky. Hopefully, Ober does pitch in game 2. Give me J-Ram, hit a home run. Big-time players are big-time plays, and we know Ober's not very good. If he goes game 1, then take him game 1. If he's pitching game 2, take him game 2. We'll go from there. Give me Jose Ramirez home run against Ober in this one. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the card. Lonte, anything else you want to add before we end the show?
No, man, I hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope you have a good weekend. Got a lot to bet on, bet responsibly.
Yep. Once again, we're back on Sunday to get into the Monday games.